Exercise 7.4, optional exercise. Problem number 1, determine the ratio in which the line 2x plus y minus 4 is equal to 0. Suppose this is the line 2x plus y minus 4 is equal to 0. Divides the line segment joining the points. So, this is the line segment joining the points A 2 comma minus 2 and B 3 comma 7. So, suppose this line divides this line segment in the ratio lambda is to 1. Then we have to find out what is the value of lambda. So, this ratio we need. So, if P is a point which divides the line segment joining the points x1, y1 and B x2, y2 in the ratio m is to n and P is the point x comma y, then x comma y is given by mx2 plus nx1 divided by m plus n comma my2 plus ny1 by m plus n. So, this is the section formula. So, we are going to use this formula to find out the ratio. So, here we consider the ratio as lambda is to 1. Now, this is the point P. Now, for the line segment AB, P is the point suppose x comma y, then the point x comma y is given as this point. This is m, this is n. So, m x2, these are x1, y1, x2, y2, right. So, m x2, so lambda into 3 lambda plus n x1, 1 into 2 divided by lambda plus 1 comma my2 lambda into 7 lambda plus ny1 1 into minus 2 which is minus 2 divided by lambda plus 1. So, we got the point P x comma y. So, we need the ratio lambda is to 1. So, we got this point P in terms of lambda. We can see that point P lies on the line 2x plus y minus 4 is equal to 0. So, this point should satisfy this line. So, we substitute the point in the equation 2x plus y minus 4 is equal to 0. 2 times of x value 3 lambda plus 2 divided by lambda plus 1 2x plus y. Y value 7 lambda minus 2 plus 7 lambda minus 2 divided by lambda plus 1 minus 4 is equal to 0. So, taking lambda plus 1 as LCM and here multiplying with 2, 6 lambda plus 2 2s are 4 plus 7 lambda minus 2. Now, since lambda plus 1 is LCM, we have to multiply this lambda plus 1 with a minus 4. So, minus 4 lambda minus 4 whole thing divided by lambda plus 1 is equal to 0. Now, here lambda plus 1 cannot be 0, only numerator is 0. So, numerator is on simplification 6 plus 7 13 lambda, 13 minus 4 9 lambda. So, 9 lambda and constant term 4 plus 4 minus 4 is getting cancelling. Now, here minus 2 is there. 9 lambda minus 2 is equal to 0, which implies 9 lambda is equal to 2 or lambda is equals to 2 by 9. So, the ratio is lambda is to 1. So, lambda by 1 is 2 by 9. The ratio is nothing but 2 is to 9. Second problem, find a relation between x and y if the points x comma y, 1 comma 2 and 7 comma 0 are collinear. The points are said to be collinear if they lie on same straight line. So, consider this is x comma y, 1 comma 2, 7 comma 0. So, to prove the given points are collinear or to use the condition collinear to find the unknown variable, 3 methods we can follow. If the points are collinear, number 1, we can find, suppose this is A, B, C, these points. We can prove using distance formula AB plus BC is equal to AC. It is not only AB plus BC is equal to AC, we do not know where this point, suppose this point is here, this point is it is in interchanged way also we can get. So, sum of two distances is equal to third distances. This is the condition we can prove. Or second condition we can prove area of triangle is equal to 0. If the points are collinear, then area of triangle is equal to 0. Or third condition, we can consider the one point divides the other 2 points in the ratio lambda is to 1, and if we are able to find the value of lambda, then these points are collinear. If the lambda value is imaginary, then they are not lying on the same straight line. So, the better way is to follow area of triangle is 0. So, we consider the 3 points as this is x1 y1 and this is x2 y2 and this one is x3 y3. Now, area of triangle formula we will use. So, if x1 y1, x2 y2 and x3 y3 are 3 points, then the area of triangle is given by half mod x1 of y2 minus y3 plus x2 of y3 minus y1 plus x3 of y1 minus y2. So, this is the area of triangle. Now, since the given points are collinear, this area of triangle is equal to 0. So, using that concept, half mod x1, x1 is here we are using x1 only, y2 minus y3, 2 minus 0 which is 2 plus x2 1 of y3 minus y1, 0 minus y1 which is minus y1 plus x3 7 of y1 minus y2, y1 is y1 only and y2 is 2. So, this is equal to 0. So, half cannot be 0. So, we will get 2x1 minus y1, 2x1 minus y1 plus 7y1 minus 14 is equal to 0. So, the question is find the relation between x and y. So, now this one is we can't find the values of x and y because it is linear equation in one variable, linear equation in 2 variables x and y you will get. So, this is 2x1, 7y1 minus y1 is plus 6y1 minus 14 is equal to 0. So, by removing the modulus we can say that we can take 2 also common outside, it is nothing but x1 plus 3y1, x1 we are considering it as x1 y1, it is x and y itself not x1, it is just x and y only. So, xy it is x1 y1 point is xy we considered, x1 y1 point is x comma y. So, the relation between x and y only we are finding here. Yeah, x plus 3y dividing throughout by 2 or taking 2 common, x plus 3y minus 7 is equal to 0. Third problem, find the center of a circle passing through the points 6 comma minus 6, 3 comma minus 7 and 3 comma 3. Suppose this is a circle with center at C, considers the center as x comma y and the circle is passing through the points, 3 points are given, one is 6 comma minus 6, 3 comma minus 7 and another point is 3 comma 3. So, we have to find the center of a circle. Now, the 3 points are on the circle. We consider these 3 points as A, B and C. CA is radius of circle, even CB is radius of circle. CA, CB and C, this is C again. So, we will make this one as D. So, CA, CB, CD, all the 3 are radii of circle. So, and we are having the condition all the radius of the circle are equal in length. So, the condition here is CA is equal to CB is equal to CD. So, we can use the distance formula. C point is there, ABD points are there. So, the distance between 2 points given by the formula root over x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square. So, we find the distance between these points, CA distance, CB distance, CD distance, and we can equate those distances to find the values of x and y. Now, first CA distance. To find the CA distance, C point is x comma y and A is 6 comma minus 6. So, this is x1 y1, this is x2 y2. So, the distance between these two is nothing but x minus 6 whole square plus y minus of minus 6 y plus 6 whole square. So, let it be as it is, because in terms of x and y it is there. While equating we can simplify, or we can simplify also, root over, this will come as x square, 2ab term is minus 12x plus 36, and y plus 6 whole square is y square plus 12y plus 36. So, 12y terms, no, nothing will get cancelled. So, this is a distance CA. Just we can add 36 plus 36 as 72. Now, CB distance. To find the distance CB, C point again x comma y and the point B is 3 comma minus 7. So, using the same formula, CB distance is root over x minus 3 whole square plus y plus 7 whole square, minus of minus plus 7. So, this one on simplification we will get root over x square, 2ab term minus 6x and b square term is plus 9. Here y square plus 14y plus 49. Now, this is CB. Now, coming to CD. C is again x comma y and D point is given as 3 comma 3. So, CD distance is root over x minus 3 whole square plus y minus 3 whole square. X minus 3 whole square plus y minus 3 whole square, which is equals to, expanding, x square minus 6x plus 9, this one, and this one is y square minus 3y plus 9. Now, let us equate these distances. First, we will equate CA is equal to CB. So, when we equate CA is equal to CB, implies CA is equal to CB is same as CA whole square is equal to CB whole square. So, that the root can be eliminated. Now, CA square we will get without the root this term, that is x square, I will write in order, x square plus y square minus 12x plus 12y, x term next, and the constant term is 72 is equal to CB square. Again in CB also squaring root will go off, writing in order in arranged standard form, x square plus y square and x term is minus 6x, y term plus 14y, constant is 49 plus 9, 58. So, now this one second degree terms will get cancelled, x square cancel, y square cancel. So, we are left over with a linear equation. Here this is minus 12x. So, we will bring this 6x this side, it will become plus 6x. So, minus 12x plus 6x is minus 6x. Now, here 12y, we bring this 14y here. So, 12y minus 14y minus 2y, and here 72, 72 minus 58. So, we will get 72 minus 58 as 4, 6 minus 1, 14 is equal to 0. So, let us just simplify and keep dividing throughout by minus 2. We will get 3x plus y, this is negative sign gone, here 3x plus y minus 7 is equal to 0. So, this is one equation in two variables x and y. Now, again by equating CB square is equal to CB is equal to CD, we will form another equation in two variables x and y. Now, let us do that one. CB value is given, CB square, this one, this is CD, Again CB square is equal to CD square. So, the root will go off. So, we will get CB square is equal to CD square implies this is CB square value, this is CB, root will go x square plus y square minus 6x plus 14y, 9 plus 49, 58. Already we have done CB square, this value only directly. So, x square plus y square minus 6x plus 14y plus 58 is equal to CD square. CD is this value. So, this is x square plus y square term first, x square plus y square, then CD value minus 6x minus 3y plus 18, minus 6x minus 3y plus 18. Now, even in this second degree terms will get cancelled, even minus 6x both the sides it is there. So, minus 6x also is getting cancelled, here minus 6x is there in CD, CD minus 6x is there, yeah fine. So, even that is getting cancelled. So, you are getting only linear equation in one variable y. So, 14y plus 3y, 17y, and here 58 minus 18. So, 58 minus 18 is nothing but 40 is equal to 0, otherwise y value we are getting from this as minus 40 by 17. Now, there is an error in this CD value. CD is equals to, we are expanding x minus 3 whole square plus y minus 3 whole square. So, which is y square, 2ab term is minus 6y will come, minus 6y. So, while equating CB square is equal to CD square, this value is minus 6y. So, when it is negative 6y, 14 6y plus 6y, 14y plus 6y is 20y. Therefore, y value is negative 40 by 20, which is minus 2. So, now we got y value as minus 2. Substituting that y value in this equation, we will get x value as 3x, y is minus 2. Minus 2 minus 7 is equal to 0. 3x is equal to minus 7 minus 2 minus 9, taking that side plus 9, x is equals to 9 by 3, 3. Therefore, the center is nothing but 3 comma minus 2. So, if you find any mistake, if you feel like some mistakes are there at the end, you can easily check it where you have got wrong. So, my mistake is here a minus b whole square expansion, there is a small error. So, that is why we got first y value as minus 40 by 17. After correcting, we got y value as minus 2 and x value as 3. So, the center of a circle is nothing but 3 comma minus 2. Fourth problem, the two opposite vertices of a square are given minus 1 comma 2 and 3 comma 2. Suppose this is a square ABCD we will consider. ABCD is a square. In this, A vertex and C vertex given. A vertex minus 1 comma 2, C vertex 3 comma 2. So, these two vertices are given. Find the coordinates of other two vertices. We consider B as x1, y1 and D as x2, y2. So, we have so many properties for the square. So, first we know in square all the four sides are equal, diagonals bisect. So many conditions are there. We use here all the four sides are equal. So, first let me find the distance AB. Okay, AB distance will be equal to BC, which is equal to CD, which will be equal to AD. So, we do AB is equal to DC, we will get one condition in terms of x1, y1. Again we do BC is equal to AD, we will get another condition in terms of x1, y1. Then we can solve those two equations to find the value of x1, y1 and x2, y2. Let us see how we are getting. Now, AB distance, AB is nothing but, let us start from here. So, AB distance is nothing but these 2 points we should take. X1 minus of minus 1 is x1 plus 1, x1 plus 1 whole square, y1 minus 2 whole square plus y1 minus 2 whole square under root. So, I will make it as squaring on both sides. AB is equal to BC is equal to CD is equal to AD implies AB square is equals to BC square is equal to CD square is equal to AD square. So, that we can avoid the square root. This is AB square. So, on expansion x1 square plus 2x1 plus 1 y1 square minus 2ab term correct only. Now, here minus 4y1 plus 4. So, this is AB square coming to BC square. So, this distance which is nothing but x1 minus 3 whole square plus y1 minus 2 whole square. So, which is x1 square minus 6x1 2ab term plus 9 plus y1 square minus 4y1 plus 4. Now, BC also we found. CD square is equals to this distance x2 minus 3 whole square x2 minus 3 whole square plus y2 minus 2 whole square. So, which is x2 square minus 6x2 plus 9 y2 square minus 4y2 plus 4. CD is also done. Let us find the distance AD. So, AD square is equals to these 2 points x2 plus 1 whole square x2 plus 1 whole square y2 minus 2 whole square. So, we will get x2 square plus 2x2 plus 1 plus y2 square minus 4y2 plus 4. We are having 4 equations now and the unknown quantities also 4 are there. So, when we equate this x1 y1 term and this one equation, these two when we equate we will get one equation in terms of the two variables x1 and y1, and when we equate these two we will get another equation in terms of x2 y2. Okay. First we will see that part. Now, this one will give these two are equal. Now, let us equate AB square is equal to BC square. So, AB square value x1 square plus y1 square plus 2x1 minus 4y1 plus 5 is equal to BC square value x1 square plus y1 square minus 6x1 minus 4y1 9 plus 4 plus 13. So, x1 square term gets cancelled, y1 square term gets cancelled, even minus 4y1 cancel. We are having 2x1, this minus 6x1 will come this side. So, we will get 8x1 is equal to, let us take the 5 that side, 13 minus 5 which is 8. So, x1 value is 8 by 8, 1. Now, we got x1 value as 1. By substituting in any equation we can get the y1 value. Okay. Let it be x1 is equal to 1. Next, now we got x1 value. There is another condition is there for the square. Diagonals bisect each other. So, now the midpoint of AC is equals to midpoint of BD. So, midpoint of AC is nothing but it is given 3 minus 1, 2 by 2 which is 1, comma 2 plus 2, 4 by 2 which is 2. So, midpoint of AC is 1 comma 2. Now, midpoint of BD is x1 plus x2 by 2 comma y1 plus y2 by 2. So, from this we are getting one relation x1 plus x2 by 2 is equals to 1 or x1 plus x2 is equals to 2, and another relation y1 plus y2 by 2 is 2 or y1 plus y2 is equals to 4. So, this is another relation we are having. So, we will try to use this relation also. Before that, let us do CD is equals to AD, CD square is equal to AD square. When we equate these two, x2 square term will get cancelled and this will be, okay, let me equate CD square is equal to AD square, x2 square minus arrange in standard form. X2 square plus Y2 square minus 6x2 minus 4y2 constant term 9 plus 4 plus 13 is equals to x2 square plus y2 square, this one AD square, x2 square plus y2 square plus 2x2 minus 4y2, 4 plus 1 5. So, now x2 square term, y2 square term, now minus 6x2 minus 2x2, so which is minus 8x2. Again here also minus 4y2 and minus 4y2 terms are getting cancelled. So, we can take minus 13 that side, 5 minus 13 which is minus 8. So, we are getting even x2 value as minus 8 by minus 8, 1. So, x1 value is 1, x2 value is 1. Now, we have to find out the values of y1 and y2. x2 value we got 1 by equating the two sides, CD square is equal to AD square, CD and AD. Even we can find x2 value by substituting the given x1 value here, 1 plus x2 is equal to 2, we will get x2 value. Now, the challenge is finding the y1, y2 value. Now, we do one thing, already we got the x1 value and the distance AB we will try to find out. Any side, not only the distance AB, BC, CD, AD, we can find the side, that is the side of the square. We can find out first diagonal length. The diagonal length AC is nothing but there is no use of getting midpoint. Midpoint we will not, only for finding x1, after finding we can get substitute this. Now let us find now the diagonal length AC. Diagonal is nothing but x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square formula. 3 minus of minus 1, 4, that is plus 1. 3 plus 1, 4 square which is 16 and 2 minus 2, okay, whole square which is 0. So, AC distance is root 16, 4. Now, let me equate this distance, but not only AC. AC distances we got 4. Now, when diagonal is 4, our side will be, we know the formula, side of the square. Side of the square is equals to diagonal by root 2, or diagonal of the square is root 2 times side. So, our side, any of the side AB or BC plus CD, all the sides is nothing but 4 by root 2. So, side is 4 by root 2. If you want to rationalize root 2 by root 2 rationalization. So, you will get 4 root 2 by 2, otherwise 2 root 2. The side distance is 2 root 2. So, now we are having x1 value, substitute the x1 value and AB value is 2 root 2. So, AB square is nothing but 8. So, AB square is 8. Let me substitute and find the value of y1 here. AB square is 8, that is 2 root 2 whole square is equals to x1 square. X1 value is 1 plus 2x1, 2 into 1, 2 plus 1 plus y1 square minus 4y1 plus 4. So, this simplification will give you y1 square, this is y1 square minus 4y1, y1 square minus 4y1. Now, the constant term 4 plus 1 5 plus 2, 7 plus 1 8. So, now we are having even left hand side is 8. So, plus 8 is equals to 8. So, y1 square minus 4y1 is equal to 0. Taking y1 common outside, y1 minus 4 is 0. y1 can be 0 or y1 can be 4. So, there are two values for y1 we are getting. Now, similarly, let us find out the value of y2. We have already x2 value as 1. So, now CD distance again. CD is also 2 root 2. So, CD square is 8. 8 is equals to, now x2 square is 1 minus 6 plus 9 plus y2 square minus 4y2 plus 4. So, even here we will get 9 plus 1, 10 minus 6, 4, 4 plus 4, 8, 8 gets cancelled. We will get the same relation. So, the y2 is also again either 0 or 4. So, we can take one value y1 is 0 and y2 as 4. Therefore, the other two vertices are, when here x1 is 1, we got both x1 and x2 values are same. So, we can give 4 here, 0 here or 0 here, 4 here, anything is same only. So, the other two vertices of the square is nothing but 1, 4 and 1, 0. Fifth problem, the class 10 students of a secondary school in a Krishnanagar have been allotted a rectangular plot of land for their gardening activity. Sapling of gulmohar are planted on the boundary at a distance of 1 meter from each other. So, these are all planted at a distance of 1 meter from each other. So, I can mark it like this, even here it is marked 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. There is a triangular grassy lawn in the plot as shown in the figure. So, we are having triangular grassy lawn in that plot. The students are to sow seeds of flowering plants on the remaining area of the plot. Now, the questions, taking A as origin, find the coordinates of vertices of the triangle PQR. So, we should consider this A as origin. This is 0, 0 then. Then we have to find the coordinates of the vertices of triangle PQR. Let me drop a line here. So, this is nothing but the first one is the Q vertexes, if you will see, it is at a distance of 2 units from x axis, 3 units from y axis. So, the vertices nothing but 3, 2, Q vertex. Now, similarly, if we will go for R vertex, it is nothing but, let me drop a perpendicular. So, R vertex is nothing but 6 on x axis, 5 is on y axis. So, 6, 5 and let us see the P vertex. Yeah, the vertices of P are nothing but 4, 6. So, we answered the first question. Taking A as origin, find the coordinates of vertices of triangle. So, P vertex is 4, 6, Q vertex 3, 2 and R vertex 6, 5. Let me write. Vertex P is nothing but 4, 6, Q is 3, 2 and R vertex 6, 5. Now, second part, what will be the coordinates of vertices of triangle PQR if C is origin? Now, the coordinates of vertices of triangle PQR if C is origin is, now this is origin, then if that one is origin, this is x axis, this axis is x axis and now this one is y axis. So, now let us see the point P. Here the point P is there. Now, the lines are drawn. Its distance from the x axis is nothing but 1, 2. So, its distance from the x axis is 2 means its y coordinate is 2 and its distance from the y axis is, we can see here the plants 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So, 12, 2 is the vertices of P by taking C as origin. Now, let us see vertices of R. Now, the point on the y axis is 1, 2, 3. So, which is y coordinate for me? 3 and the point on the x axis for this one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So, the coordinates of R are 10, 3. Now, coming to coordinates of Q, its point, let me write the points according to this one by taking origin 0, 0. Here I have taken A as origin in black color. Now, I have taken blue color. So, this point is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Now, on this one 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So now the vertices of this one is 12, 13, 14, 15. Q vertices are on the x axis the point is 13 and on the y axis is 6. So it is nothing but 13, 6. So by taking A as origin, the vertices of triangle PQR are written in black marker. P is 4, 6, Q 3, 2, R 6, 5. If we take C as origin, it's written in blue color. P vertices are 12, 2, Q is 13, 6 and R 10, 3. Now the next part of the question is also calculate the area of triangle. In these cases, what do you observe? Now let us find the area of triangle by taking both the cases vertices. Now let us find the area of triangle PQR by taking A as origin and by taking C as origin. The vertices changed now. Now we know the area of triangle formula is nothing but when x1, y1, x2, y2 and x3, y3 are the vertices, it's nothing but half mod x1 of y2 minus y3 plus x2 of y3 minus y1 plus x3 of y1 minus y2. So using this formula, now we find the area of triangle PQR. First by taking C as origin we will do this one. So it will nothing but half mod here x1 y1 x2 y2 x3 y3. So half mod x1 12 of y2 minus y3 6 minus 3 3 plus x2 is 13 of y3 minus y1 3 minus 2 1 plus x3 value here 10 of y1 minus y2 2 minus 6 minus 4. So we will get half into modulus of 36 plus 13 minus 40, which is nothing but 36 plus 13 we will get 49, 49 minus 49. So the area is nothing but 9 by 2 square units. Area of triangle PQR when we take C as the origin. Now let us do area of triangle PQR when we take A as the origin, this part. So we will get area is equals to half mod here. This is x1 y1, x2 y2, x3 y3. So half mod x1 4 times of y2 minus y3 2 minus 5 minus 3 plus x2 3 times of y3 minus y1 5 minus 6 minus 1 plus x3, our x3 is 6 times of y1 minus y2 6 minus 2 4. So half mod minus 12 minus 3 plus 24. So minus 12 minus 3 is nothing but minus 15. 24 minus 15 is nothing but 9. So 9 by 2 square units. So what do you observe? In both the cases the area of triangle is equal. Sixth problem. The vertices of triangle ABC are A 4, 6, B 1, 5 and C 7, 2. First let us draw triangle. Triangle ABC and A vertex is given as 4, 6, B vertex 1, 5 and C vertex 7, 2. A line is drawn to intersect sides AB and AC at D and E respectively such that AD by AB is equals to AE by EC is equal to 1 by 4. So, a line is drawn to intersect the sides AB and AC at D and E such that AD by AB is equals to AE by AC is equal to 1 by 4. So, it is nothing but 1/4. So, the line will be like this and now it is given, okay. Calculate the area of triangle ADE compare it with the area of triangle ABC, bigger area. Recall theorem 6.2 and 6.6. Theorem 6.2 is nothing but if a line divides the sides of a triangle in the same ratio, then it is parallel to the third side. If a line divides the two sides of a triangle in the same ratio, then it is parallel to third side. So, it is dividing in the same ratio. AD by AB is 1/4, even AE by AC. It is AE by AC, not EC. AE by AC is equals to, excuse me. Yeah, it is AE by AC is equals to 1/4. So, then DE is by theorem 6.2, we will have DE is parallel to BC. Now, what is theorem 6.6? Now, they are in this ratio. If the sides are divided by the same ratio, then their areas are nothing but the square of the ratio of their corresponding sides. Let us check is it correct or not by calculating their areas. Now, first calculate the area of triangle ADE and compare it with the area of triangle ABC. Now, to find out the area of triangle ADE, we have to find the vertices D and E. Now, AD by DB ratio is nothing but this AD is 1, the total is 4. So, this will be 1:3 ratio, and again this will be also 1:3 ratio. So, using this and using section formula, we can find out the coordinates of D and E. Now, section formula, suppose now let me draw this AB line like this. This is our AB line and D is a point here. The ratio is 1:3 because AD by AB is 1:4. So, whole part is 4. So, this will be 1:3 and A vertices is given as 4, 6. B vertex is 1, 5 and even ratio is there. Excuse me. And by section formula, you know, it is this point D is nothing but mx2 plus nx1 divided by m plus n, comma my2 plus ny1 by m plus n, provided 1:3 is the ratio m:n and A is the point x1 comma y1 and B is the point x2 comma y2. So, using this we find the coordinates of D first. So, coordinates of D are nothing but mx2. So, 1 plus nx1, 3 4s are 12 by m plus n, 4, comma m into y2, 1 into 5 plus 3 into 6, 18 divided by 4. So, coordinates of D are nothing but 13/4, comma 18 plus 5 is 23/4. Now, similarly, we have to find the coordinates of the vertex E. So, E is nothing but here the point A is there, which is 4, 6. Here we have C point 7, 2 and E is here. Again it is in the ratio 1:3. Using same formula, mx2, E vertices are nothing but 1 into 7 plus 3 into 4, 12 divided by 4, comma 1 into 2, 2 plus 3 into 6, 18 divided by 2, divided by 4, 3 plus 1. So, E vertices are nothing but 12 plus 7, 19/4, comma 20/4, which is nothing but 5. So, now we got D vertex and E vertex, where we will find out the area of triangle ADE. A vertex 4, 6, D vertex 13/4, 23/4, E vertex 19/4, 5. கொஞ்சம் பார்த்துட்டே இருக்கியா, வெரி பிக் கால்குலேஷன்ஸ் எல்லாம் வரும். இது வரைக்கும் மிஸ்டேக் இல்லைல்ல, போச்சுன்னா ஃபுல் அவுட், மூடே போய்டும் அப்புறம் எனக்கு. பட் ரொம்ப பண்ணி தானே ஆகணும். அப்படி தான் வரும் அது கோஆர்டினேட்ஸ், வேறு வழி இல்லை. அப்படி தான் வருது அது ரேஷியோ. நான் பார்க்குறச்சே 1:4. இது ஆப்ஷனல் இல்லை, பெருசாக தான் இருக்கும். டார்க்கான மாதிரி வேறு இருக்குது எனக்கு. Now area of triangle, you know area of triangle formula is nothing but half mod x1 of y2 minus y3 plus x2 of y3 minus y1 plus x3 of y1 minus y2. So using this formula, let us find first area of triangle ADE, which is half mod x1 4 times of y2 minus y3, 23 by 4 minus 5 plus x2, x2 is 13 by 4 of y3 minus y1, this is y3, 5 minus 6 minus 1 plus x3, x3 is 19 by 4 of y1 minus y2, 6 minus 23 by 4. So this on simplification we will get. So on simplification we will get area of triangle ADE as 15 by 32 square units. Now we have to find the area of triangle ABC. So area of triangle ABC, A vertex is nothing but 4,6 and B vertex 1,5, C vertex 7,2. So again using same formula, its area is half into modulus of, this is x1, y1, x2, y2, x3, y3. So 4 times of y2 minus y3, 5 minus 2, 3 plus x2, 1 time of y3 minus y1, 2 minus 6 minus 4 plus 7 times of y1 minus y2, 6 minus 5, 1. So which is half mod 12 minus 4 plus 7. So 12 plus 7, 19, and 19 minus 4 is 15 by 2. Now the ratio between last one is, and compare it with the area of triangle ABC. So the small one area is 15 by 32 and this one is 15 by 2. So ratio between the bigger triangle ABC to the smaller triangle ADE is nothing but 15 cancel this and this. 1:16. It's not, we have the formula, sorry, that is what theorem 6.6. So by theorem 6.6, the ratio of the areas of two similar triangles is nothing but the ratio, square of the ratio of their sides. So here the ratio of the sides are 1:4, therefore the areas are in the ratio 1:16, square of the ratio of their sides. It's clear that the triangle ADE is similar to ABC because it's by theorem 6.2. These, if a line is drawn for the two sides of a triangle, if a line divides the two sides of a triangle in the same ratio, then it is parallel to third side. So here DE is parallel to BC. Therefore, the corresponding angles are equal. Angle ABC is equal to angle ADE and angle ACB is equals to angle AED and angle A is common. Therefore, under AA similarity, these two triangles ADE and triangle ABC are similar. Seventh problem, let A 4,2, B 6,5 and C 1,4 be the vertices of triangle ABC. Let ABC be the triangle. Here A vertex is given as 4,2, B 6,5. So 4,2, B vertex 6,5 and C vertex 1,4. Now let us see what are the questions given here. The median from A meets BC at D. What is median? Median is a line segment drawn from the vertex to the midpoint of opposite side of a triangle. Here the vertex is given A vertex. So, median is a line segment drawn from the vertex to the midpoint of opposite side. Now, D is nothing but midpoint of BC. Find the coordinates of the point D. So, what is midpoint formula? If x1, y1 and x2, y2 are the 2 points on the line segment AB, then the midpoint of AB is given by x1 plus x2 by 2, comma y1 plus y2 by 2. So, using this formula, D coordinates, or first part is find the coordinates of D. So, D coordinates are nothing but x1, y1, D is midpoint of BC. B vertex is 6, 5 and C vertex 1, 4. Using this formula 6 plus 1. So, D coordinates are, which implies D coordinates are 6 plus 1 7 by 2, 5 plus 4 9 by 2. So, first part is done. First part is the median from A meets BC at D, find the coordinates of the point D. Coming second part, find the coordinates of the point P on AD. So, we should find the point P on AD such that AP is to PD ratio is 2:1. So, the ratio is here 2:1, P is a point. Now, to get the point P, we must use section formula. So, section formula is nothing but if a line segment joining the 2 points x1, y1 and x2, y2 is divided in the ratio m is to n, then the point P x, y is given by mx2 plus nx1 by m plus n, my2 plus ny1 by m plus n. So, using section formula, we will find the point P. So, to get the coordinates of the point P, P is, we should use P divides AD in the ratio 2:1. So, section formula. So, what is the A vertex first? A vertex is 4, 2 and D vertex 7 by 2, 9 by 2. So, by use and the ratio 2:1, this is m, this is n, and x1, y1, x2, y2. So, mx2 2 into 7 by 2, we are finding the coordinates of P, 2 into 7 by 2, m into x2 plus n into x1, 1 into 4 divided by m plus n, 2 plus 1, 3, my2, 2 into 9 by 2, it is nothing but 9 plus, here also 2 into 7 by 2, okay, here directly I have written, plus 1 into y1, 2 divided by 2 plus 1, 3. So, this will give here to cancel 11 by 3, again 11 by 3. The coordinates of P are 11 by 3, 11 by 3. So, the second part of the problem is also done. Sorry, second is done. Now, third one. Find the coordinates of the point Q and R on medians BE and CF respectively, such that BQ is to QE is equals to 2:1 and CR is to RF is equal to 2:1. First, we have to draw the medians BE. Okay. So, I am doing here, sure the point will be same only. What do you observe? Question is that this is BE, again the ratio is 2:1 and again CBE and we are having CF. BE and CF are the medians and the coordinates of Q and R on the medians. I have taken this part only here, Q and R on the medians, 2:1 ratio, again 2:1 ratio. What do you observe is the question is that we have to get all the three will coincide. The point P, Q and R coincide because the point is nothing but the point of concurrence of medians. The point of concurrence of medians is nothing but centroid, and centroid divides the line segment in the ratio 2:1. So, that part only we are proving now. Now, to get the point Q, so this is only Q for us, now we are taking here only Q, R also. So, to get the point Q, we should find first E. E is midpoint of AC. So, again using x1 plus x2 by 2 comma y1 plus y2 by 2, you will get 4 plus 1 5 by 2, 2 plus 4 6 by 2 3. E vertex we got. Similarly, F vertex is midpoint of AB. 6 plus 4 by 2 5, 10 by 2 5, 2 plus 5 by 2 7 by 2. So, we have now E vertex, F vertex. To get the point Q, Q divides BE. Third bit, Q divides BE in the ratio 2:1. So, B point is nothing but 6 comma 5 and E point, E vertex is E point 5 by 2 comma 3. Again the ratio is 2:1. So, same section formula, mx2 plus nx1 section formula. So, now Q point, excuse me, mx2 2 into 5 by 2 5, nx1 1 into 6 6 by m plus n 3, my2 2 into 3 6 plus ny1 1 5s are 5 divided by 3, which is nothing but Q vertex is Q point is also 11 by 3 comma 11 by 3. Now, last point R. So, what is R? R divides CF. We already found F point also, CF. In the ratio again 2:1. So, C vertex is 1 comma 4 and the point F is, we found that it is midpoint of AB 5 comma 7 by 2. Now, again let us use the section formula. So, the coordinates of R are 2 into 5 10 plus nx1 1 into 1 1 by 3 comma my2 2 into 7 by 2 7 plus ny1 1 4s are 4 divided by 3. So, we get R vertex also 11 by R point 11 by 3 comma 11 by 3. So, what do you observe question? We observe all the 3 points are coinciding P, Q and R. So, that point is called centroid, which is nothing but point of concurrence of medians, and it divides the medians in the ratio 2:1. Now, fifth bit in seventh problem, if A x1 comma y1, B x2 comma y2 and C x3 comma y3 are the vertices of triangle ABC. So, ABC vertices are given. Find the coordinates of centroid of the triangle. So, just now we discussed the centroid is nothing but point of concurrence of medians. So, AD is the median here, BE is another median and CF is third median. So, their point of concurrence is nothing but centroid, and centroid divides the median in the ratio 2:1. So, using these two concepts, we are going to find the centroid of the triangle ABC if A vertex, B vertex and C vertex are given as x1, y1, x2, y2 and x3, y3 respectively. So, first step we have to find out the midpoint. Now, first midpoint of AB. So, midpoint formula. So, what are the two formulas we are going to use? Midpoint formula and section formula. Midpoint formula, if x1, y1 and x2, y2 are the 2 points on the line segment, then the midpoint of the line segment joining those 2 points are given by x1 plus x2 by 2 comma y1 plus y2 by 2. Section formula, if the point P divides the line segment in the ratio m:n joining the points x1, y1 and x2, y2, then the point P is given by mx2 plus nx1 by m plus n comma my2 plus ny1 by m plus n. So, these are the two formulae we are going to use now. So, midpoint of AB, A vertex is given here. Okay, midpoint of AB will give me F point. So midpoint of AB is F, which is nothing but x1 plus x2 by 2, comma y1 plus y2 by 2. Next, midpoint of, I think only one midpoint if you will find enough, no need to find all the midpoints. Now we got midpoint of, because in the previous problems only we proved all the 3 points are coinciding, okay. So if I will find the midpoint and this one internally ratio, if I will use, the point what I am getting is nothing but the centroid. So now midpoint of AB we found it as x1 plus x2 by 2 comma y1 plus y2 by 2. Now centroid divides the line CF. Centroid is nothing but, let me mark it as centroid as P. P divides CF in the ratio 2:1. So we have the ratio m:n and C point is x3 comma y3 and F is x1 plus x2 by 2 comma y1 plus y2 by 2. Now let us use section formula. mx2, m into this point. So 2 into x coordinate of the F point, 2 into x1 plus x2 by 2, mx2 plus nx1 plus 1 into x3 plus this is 1 into 2 into this one plus 1 into x3. This is the first part. M into mx2 plus nx1 by m plus n. Sorry, 2 plus 1 3. This is x coordinate of the centroid. Now for y coordinate my2, 2 times of y1 plus y2 by 2 plus ny1, 1 times of y3 divided by m plus n, which is 2 plus 1 3. So here 2 cancel, here also 2 cancel. So we are getting the centroid P. Centroid P is nothing but x1 plus x2 plus x3 by 3 comma y1 plus y2 plus y3 divided by 3. So if ABC is a triangle having the vertices x1 y1, x2 y2 and x3 y3, then the coordinates of centroid of triangle is given by x1 plus x2 plus x3 by 3 comma y1 plus y2 plus y3 by 3. 8th problem. ABCD is a rectangle formed by the points A minus 1 comma minus 1, B minus 1 comma 4, C 5 comma 4 and D 5 comma minus 1. P, Q, R and S. What are these points? Are the midpoints of AB, BC, CD and DA respectively. The question is the quadrilateral PQRS a square, a rectangle or a rhombus? Justify your answer. Yeah. First, it is given that ABCD is a rectangle. The vertices are given A vertex as minus 1 comma minus 1 and B vertex minus 1 comma 4 and C vertex 5 comma 4, D vertex 5 comma minus 1, right? Okay. Actually, if you plot this in the graph, see if you observe these points, you can see here minus 1, x values are, x is equals to minus 1 only for you. So, x minus 1, okay, let me just show how it will be in the coordinate system if you will mark. Excuse me. X is minus 1 and y also minus 1. So, it will be in the third quadrant here and x minus 1, y 4. So, x minus 1, y 4. So, these are the, like this it will be just I have drawn in the little tilted direction 90 degrees. So next is this is A, this is B. If you plot in the coordinate system, C 5 comma 4. So x value 5, y is 4, the same place here. 5 comma 4. This is C point. And D nothing but same x value is 5 only, here 5 will be there, and y is minus 1, 5 comma minus 1. So A, B, C, D like this, just I have taken in this way, okay. There is no wrong in that, we can take like this also. Just I made you to clear how we will plot the points in the rectangular Cartesian system. Now, what is the question? P, Q, R and S are the midpoints of A, B, B, C, C, D respectively. So, P midpoint of AB, Q midpoint of BC, R midpoint of CD, here D point I didn't mark, here this is D, and S is the midpoint of AD. So, P, Q, R, S are the midpoints of A, B, B, C, C, D respectively. The question, the quadrilateral P, Q, R, S. So, let me join these points, you will get a quadrilateral. Right? So, first shall we find out the midpoint? What is the midpoint formula? For the point x1 comma y1, for the line joining the points x1 comma y1 and x2 comma y2, the midpoint is given as x1 plus x2 by 2 comma y1 plus y2 by 2. So, this is midpoint formula. So, using this midpoint formula, what is P point? P is nothing but minus 1 which is minus 2 by 2, again minus 1. Next, so P point minus 1 comma 4 minus 1 3 by 2. P point minus 1 comma 3 by 2, you can mark here also this one. Next, Q point midpoint of these two, 5 minus 1 4 by 2 comma 4 plus 4 8 by 2 again 4. It is a point on this line. BC is a line where your B value, that is 4 is constant, y is equal to 4 in that. B point is minus 1 comma 4. So, y value is 4. So, whatever point you will write here, the y value will be always 4. So, it is 2 comma 4 is the midpoint. Q, P. Next is R. So, R point is midpoint of these two, 5 plus 5, 10 by 2, again 5 only, x value is only 5 and y value 4 minus 1, 3 by 2. So, Q point we got 2 comma 4, R is nothing but 5 comma 3 by 2 and S is 5 minus 1, 4 by 2, 2 comma minus 1 minus 1, minus 2 by 2 minus 1, 2 comma minus 1, yes. Okay, fine. Now, we found the midpoints. The question is the quadrilateral PQRS a square, a rectangle or a rhombus? So, shall we recollect the quadrilateral properties? Right? Okay. So, we discuss about the quadrilateral properties based on its sides and based on its diagonal. Okay. Even we can discuss based on angle, but for this particular problem what we are doing, based on angle we no need to decide anything, but we can do based on only sides and diagonals. So, what do you mean by quadrilateral? Quadrilateral is nothing but any polygon of 4 sides, any closed figure of 4 sides called quadrilateral, right? Now, this quadrilateral will change into trapezium if one pair of sides are parallel. So, the quadrilateral change into trapezium, just one pair of sides are parallel. In quadrilateral, what you can say about the diagonals? Diagonals just intersect. Diagonals intersect. Now, coming to parallel trapezium, the diagonals intersect in constant ratio. Their ratio will be same. And only one pair of sides are parallel. Now, the trapezium will change into trapezium, it is a quadrilateral, no? Trapezium. Now, the trapezium will change into parallelogram when the other sides are also parallel. The remaining other two sides also parallel. In trapezium, only one pair of sides are parallel, but whereas in parallelogram, both the opposite sides are parallel. So, then we will call it as parallelogram. How the diagonals in parallelogram? Diagonals now bisect. Here diagonals intersect. Here they intersect in fixed ratio. Here the diagonals bisect. What do you mean by bisect? Suppose this diagonal length is 8, this diagonal length is 4 centimeters. So, this will become 4 and 4 and this will become 2, 2. Exactly they meet at the midpoint. Now, this parallelogram will change into, either this parallelogram will change into rectangle or rhombus if it satisfies two different conditions. Now, in the parallelogram already opposite sides are parallel, but actually you should say this definition based on angle only. Now, the opposite angles are equal in parallelogram and adjacent angles are supplementary. Like suppose this is 100 degree, this is acute angle. Okay, 80, 100, 80, 100. You will have angles like that. For example, I said adjacent angles should come as a supplementary, opposite angles must be equal. But this parallelogram will change into rectangle if each angle is 90 degrees. So, it will change into rectangle if each angle is 90 degrees. Here 90, one angle if I make it as 90 enough, other because supplementary this also should become 90. Again supplementary or opposite angles are equal 90. But the opposite sides are equal, adjacent sides are not equal. Now coming to the diagonal property. So what happens here, diagonals means already they are bisecting, since because all the rectangles are parallelogram, all the parallelograms are trapezium, all the trapeziums are quadrilateral, the reverse can't come. Now parallelogram is becoming into rectangle when each of its angle is 90 degrees. Now the diagonal properties are nothing but the diagonals already bisecting and they are equal. Diagonals are equal. Now the same parallelogram will change into rhombus. This parallelogram will change into rhombus. The angles will not change. It will be suppose 180, 180, it will be like that only, but adjacent sides will become equal. So when the adjacent sides are equal, then a parallelogram is said to be rhombus when its adjacent sides also equal. This is rectangle. So when its adjacent sides are equal, we will call it as rhombus. Now coming to its diagonal property, already the diagonals bisect. The extra condition here, what is that means? They bisect perpendicularly. And we have all the sides are equal. So what is the difference between rectangle and rhombus? In rectangle, diagonals are equal and they bisect. Bisect and equal. In rhombus, they bisect perpendicularly. In rectangle, they will not be perpendicular. In rhombus, they are not equal. Now, this rectangle or the rhombus will change into square. How? In the rectangle, if adjacent sides are also becoming equal, we will say it is changing into square. In the rhombus, if each angle is 90 degrees, we will say it is changing into square. So then how the diagonal property should be? In square, the diagonals already they bisect, they are equal and they bisect perpendicularly. The angle between them is also 90 degrees, right? Okay. Now, the question is, you have to check, is it a square, rectangle or a rhombus? So, what are all the conditions we should check? We should check that, no, not ABCD, here PQRS, what are the square, last one is square. So, for this square, the diagonal properties are nothing but in square, this is square. Diagonals bisect perpendicular and equal. So now we should check that PQRS quadrilateral is a square or rhombus or a rectangle. So first we will go with all the three conditions. We check whether the diagonals are bisecting. Sure, it has to bisect because the question is it a square or rectangle or rhombus? In all these three types of quadrilateral, diagonals bisect. Shall we check? Condition for checking bisecting, diagonals bisecting, you should prove that the midpoints of diagonals are equal. Here PQRS is a quadrilateral. So which are diagonals for you? PR, QS. So you should prove midpoint of PR is equals to midpoint of QS. So what is the midpoint of PR? Midpoint formula already we have done here, x1 plus x2 by 2. So midpoint of PR, minus 1 plus 5, 4 by 2, 2 comma, here 3 by 2 plus 3 by 2, 6 by 2 which is 3, 2 comma 3. Shall we check midpoint of QS? PR I checked the QS. Midpoint of QS, 2 plus 2, 4 by 2, 2, comma, 4 minus 1. Why it's going wrong? Yeah, there is a mistake in midpoint of PR. 3 by 2 plus 3 by 2, y1 plus y2 by 2. So 6 by 2 is 3 by 2 again. So 3 by 2 will come here. Now coming to midpoint of QS. 4 minus 2 plus 2, 4 by 2, 2 comma 4 minus 1, 3 by 2. So midpoints are equal. So diagonals are bisecting. Now next condition we should check whether diagonals are equal and perpendicular. If both the condition they are satisfying, then it is a square. Any one condition it is satisfying, it is either rectangle if the diagonals are only equal. If it is only perpendicular, then it should be a square. Sorry, rhombus. Now, diagonal PR distance. So length of the diagonal PR, distance formula, root over x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square. So distance formula we will use it, root over PR diagonal, x2 minus x1 or x1 minus x2 anything. 5 minus of minus 1 plus 1. So which is 5 plus 1, 6. 6 square 36 plus x2 minus x1. 5 minus of minus 1, 5 plus 1, 6 square 36. y2 minus y1 whole square, 3 by 2 minus 3 by 2, 0. So the distance PR is root 36, 6. Shall we check distance QS? So distance QS is equals to root over 2 minus 2, 0. 4 minus 1, minus of minus 1, 4 plus 1, 5 square root 25, 5. So what do you observe? The distance PR is not equal to QS. So which possibility is ruled out now? Diagonals are not equal in length. So if they are not equal in length, it is not rectangle. And even it is not a square also, because in square it should be equal also. So both these cases are ruled out. So obviously it should be a rhombus. But you can verify whether it is a rhombus or not. One condition is you can go with the slope condition for the diagonals or whether perpendicular or not. Product of the slopes is equals to minus 1. I think it is not there for your syllabus. Okay. So we can prove that all the four sides are equal. So what is side distance? You can find out the distance PQ, QR, RS and PS. You will get all the four distances as equal. Shall I do all the four distances here and we check whether it is rhombus? It's already clear that since the condition rectangle and square is ruled out, it should be a rhombus, but we verify once by checking their distance. Okay. So we find out the distance between all the, that is all four sides of the given quadrilateral PQRS to prove that it is a rhombus. Okay. Yeah. Now the distance PQ. root over x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1. 2 minus of minus 1. 2 plus 1 3 square 9 plus 4 minus 3 by 2 whole square. So, which is equals to 9 plus 4 minus 3 by 2 5 by 2 whole square which is 25 by 4 which is equals to root over 16 plus 25. How much? By 4. 16 plus 25. Root 41 by 2. PQ distance. Now, QR distance root over QR. 5 minus 2, 3 square, 9 plus 3 by 2 minus 4 whole square. 3 by 2 minus 4, same only, whether 4 minus 3 by 2 or 3 minus 4, 3 by 2 minus 4, both are same. 9 plus same, 25 by 4 will come, which is root 41 by 2. PQ is done, QR is done. Now, RS distance, root over RS, 5 minus 2, 3 square, 9. Sorry, 5 minus 2, 3 square, 9 plus 3 by 2 minus of minus plus 1. 1 plus 3 by 2 whole square which is 9 plus this is again 2 plus 3 5 by 2 whole square which is 25 by 4. So, again this is also equals to root 41 by 2. Last distance PQ, QR, RS, PS. PS distance root over minus 1 minus 2 minus 3 whole square 9. 3 by 2 minus of minus plus 1. So, 1 plus 3 by 2 whole square which is equals to root over 9 plus 25 by 4 root 41 by 2. So, we proved all the 4 sides are equal, therefore, the quadrilateral PQRS is a square. So, the quadrilateral PQRS is a rhombus. Because the diagonals are not equal in length, therefore, it is not rectangle. Obviously, it can't be a square also. So, it is a rhombus.